Now, friction is a force which is an expert at changing movement energy, that's kinetic energy, into heat. And friction is what happens when particles or atoms or molecules bump and rub against each other. It's a type of force. So here are two sentences we need to complete and explain the energy changes. When the brakes are applied in a moving car, work is done. Remember that work is done means that energy is transferred from one form to another. And that work is done by friction in the brakes. There's a disc behind each of these wheels, and when you apply the brakes, a little clamp clamps onto that disc and stops the wheel from turning and rubs against the disc, and that makes it very hot, changing kinetic energy into heat energy. And those are the energy changes here. The kinetic or movement energy of the car, kinetic energy, is changed or transferred to heat energy or thermal energy in the brakes. And that heat energy will eventually disperse into the surroundings, into the surrounding air. Part B, when a meteorite falls, and there's a key word there, falls through the atmosphere and burns up, work is done. Again, this is a type of friction, and work is done by friction in the air resistance. And the energy changes are, well, what do we start off with? Well, the meteorite is falling, so it starts off with gravitational potential energy, and potential means stored. And as it falls, that is converted to kinetic energy, and friction in the air resistance converts that to heat energy, and also so hot, in fact, that we create heat and light energy in the falling meteorite as it burns up in the atmosphere. And there's a clip just following now to illustrate some of the spectacular effects of a meteorite as friction in the air resistance does its job to slow the meteorite down, changing kinetic energy into heat and light. And here's an example of a meteorite that was actually captured on film in early 2013. And this is an amazing example of how friction can convert kinetic energy into heat and light. There was probably a bit of sound energy there as well. And from another angle. Leaving a trail of vapor across the sky.